Hi, today we are going to be talking about the role of compression socks in Achilles tendonitis, or if you'd like to use the term tendinosis or tendinopathy. I'm Ali, I'm one of the physios at treatmyachilles.com. We're an online virtual physiotherapy service treating all kinds of different Achilles problems from tears, ruptures and tendonitis or tendinopathy issues. If you would like to find out anything else about our service or book an appointment, please have a look at the information below. One of the really common questions that gets either tapped into Google or we're asked is, should I or should I not wear compression socks when I have an Achilles tendonitis when I'm running or when I'm doing sports and activities? Well, if we were to look at the evidence base, there's very, very little, if any, studies out there looking at compression socks with an Achilles tendinopathy. The most recent that I could find related to a study looking at people preparing for a marathon, and they didn't just look at compression socks, they looked at all sorts of things: training regimes, programs, shoes, age, gender, had they had this problem before, where the problems were. And it was inconclusive as to many things, but one of the things they stated was that compression socks may actually be one of the risk factors for an Achilles tendinopathy, but they were unable to explain why this might be the case or something and suggested that this may need to be studied in a bit more detail. If we think about the Achilles, when it's particularly angry and irritated, to have something that's really quite tight put pressure onto that area, it actually could have a detrimental effect. So it could rub it or make it feel more uncomfortable. So therefore my answer would be, please don't go out and buy compression socks. Please don't try them if you haven't already. If you are a runner that wears them regularly and you don't think they make a difference to your Achilles tendon pain, so you try a run with one or a run without, then you might consider continuing to use them. But my suggestion would be that they are not something to use because you have an Achilles tendonitis or a tendinopathy. So what could you do instead? Well, you can put a gel insole into your heel area of your shoe. So you can buy cheap gel wedges that sit in the back of your shoe and they raise your heel slightly higher than your toe. Therefore, they offload that Achilles tendon when you're running instead. And this tends to have a much better effect than compression socks, and they can be cheaper as well when we're looking at symptoms. Would this be the only thing that I would do? No, it wouldn't, because again, we're just offloading symptoms there. So it's a bit like having a bruise and not pressing on it anymore, but we're not treating the reason why the bruise was coming in the first place. So what you would then need to do is embark on maybe some changes to your training and also some advice on how to strengthen that Achilles tendon so you can rehabilitate it and do more activity. And this is something that I would suggest that you have a look at some of our other videos in regards to relative rest or training errors or strengthening exercises, and all of those links are below. There's also a link to a set of videos about orthotics, one of which covers those gel heel raises a little bit more too. If you are then interested in exploring that in a bit more of an individualised way, then of course we're available to book an appointment. Thank you very much.